Yo, what's up, guys? We got a few people in here already. This was like kind of sporadic. I don't know if I necessarily planned to pop in on this live because I missed last week. So sorry. All right, so let's talk about what are we going to do this weekend? Before, we're going to give some time for some people to get in here. What are your plans? You guys going to go ride some bikes? You going to do anything cool? Oh my god. Black 187 is going to miss again. What's up, Sean? Dude, my toe's good. So I'm gonna segue into I bought new shoes, but the biggest thing, so like imagine this is my feet. This is my middle toe. This is I guess my big toe. I don't know. But a tip with foot jams, guys, is don't just jam it straight in like that because it's gonna destroy your toes. I turn my foot a little bit sideways so it catches the outside of all of these toes, and that's how I do a foot jam. So it doesn't really it almost never actually hurts my toe. That video you're talking about did hurt it a little bit, but not too bad. I'm still kicking, so that's good. That's good. Sean, you haven't been on a live in a while, or have I been? Yeah, Wyatt, you either? JDA, what's up, guys? So yeah, so what's going on this weekend? You guys doing any bike stuff? You guys doing Father's Day stuff? Like, what's the plan here? It's been so long. My little mic is dusty. How crazy is that? uh yeah. This week was crazy. Last weekend was pretty stressful. Um, I went I was on TV for work yesterday for like 2 minutes, right? And I was like, oh, it's not gonna be that bad because I do lives, it's not that bad. It was pretty bad. I did like a cooking segment and I don't know how to cook, fun fact. And I'm like, so this is how we cook our steaks, blah, 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 blah. And I, I freaking go to grab the steak to put it on the griddle to sear it. And I flip it like on the wrong, I drop it. It was so embarrassing. I was like, not like that. And then I grabbed it, flipped it over. But that's kind of funny. And I'm like, yeah, this will be easy. Like I do YouTube lives, whatever. But it's not the same. It's crazy. The guy that came so from the TV station to film, he his tripod, just the tripod for the TV station was $5,000. It was like it was a so the one that's holding my camera right now is like a $20 tripod from Walmart. Hunk of junk, right? Complete hunk of junk compared to that $5,000 tripod. So Caden says, how was or what happened with that backflip? So that's a good story, I guess, and I can clip this and turn it into something. So here's what happened with that backflip. That was probably 4 years ago, I want to say. It was quite a while ago. I learned backflips. So I lived in Montana for a while. I finally went to Denver, and despite being to Woodward two different times, I never learned flips at Woodward. I was too scared. I'd go upside down and I wouldn't look with my head. I'd just keep my head like this, so I could not flip. I went to Denver, learned backflips, got them really good. So I got flips in the foam. I took it to Resi, and I was able to actually flip a whole box, like and clear it. And so I had a lot of control with them, and I was like, this is cool. So then a few months after that, I was doing a lot of flips and I went to this contest that's in Wyoming. So that was a contest in Wyoming. Do some flips, right? Even during my contest run, I flipped out of that little quarter. But that picture you're talking about specifically, Caden, same spot. And I go drop in because the scooter kid's like, "Can you backflip?" I was like, "Bet, I got you. I can definitely backflip. I've been doing them all day." I drop in and I yank for the flip. Okay. And instead of like, I don't even really know how it happened, but I essentially yanked my body and like not my head. So I didn't keep my weight going down. I just essentially threw my weight straight up and the bike came up from under me. It was the craziest thing. Like so this is my bike, okay? I go and I yank the flip and like my feet come off and my hands go up. So the bike just goes like that. It's just like yeet. And I let go, right? The bike goes straight up and I'm coming around with my head tucked down, but spinning backwards towards my head. So that was a super scary thing because I'm tucked down, flailing my arms like this. And like last second, I uncompress my body and open up and look, and, like, that's what kept me from landing on my head. I ended up sliding on the side of my face, and, like, I was good, right? And so that picture's of me, like, right before I hit my face, and it was grass, so, like, it didn't hurt, you know, it was fine, but I that scared me for life, and so the guy that filmed it, he just had a GoPro on his helmet. His name's Spencer, and that was the only time I ever met him, but he had his GoPro on his helmet, just filmed the whole contest like that, and he happened to just be watching me when I went to do it, so his GoPro captured it. He's like, "Bro, I think I got that. I think I filmed that." And he was freaking out, right? So he sent me the video later, and it was so funny, man, because after that, literally, I didn't ever flip again, until I went to Denver again, like, a year later, a few months later, learned them again, but the way I do them now is so different. So I used to have them really poppy, like, I could pop straight up with the flip, and now I push through so much because I'm scared of that happening. Like, I can still flip, but I really don't like to. That was terrible. But yeah, that was a few years ago. It came up on my Facebook memories, and it said, "This was your most liked picture from 20 whatever." And so I screenshotted it and had to put it on Instagram. Uh, and then I put it on the Facebook thing, but everyone's sharing that. Somebody, like, screenshotted it and posted it like a meme, which is fine, I guess, because it's like it does look like a meme, but I'm like, "That's me on my head right there." If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, I posted it in the community. So, like, on my channel in the community tab, there's a picture of me doing a flip and I'm, like, landing on my head. So long story short, that's what happened with that. Okay, so we got a few people in here. I'm gonna go by through and give out the wrenches to the first 5 people. So Ian Brock has been uh pretty insistent about the live. I think Ian has been excited to come to the live. So Ian is a moderator for the day. Good job, Ian. Bike Zot, what's up, Big Zot? How you doing, man? Also, Wrench, Caden Ramey. Caden, how's it going, bro? Caden is a proud bike school member. He's killing it. And he's in the text group. So, fun fact, I just got done putting all the stickers in envelopes, and I'm going to mail those out Monday. So, I have your stickers, Caden. Since you're in the text group, you're going to get those stickers sent to you. Congrats. We got Black 187, Sean, JDA, Wyatt, and that's the last moderator. So congrats, guys. That's all. That's all I got. So so anyway, start throwing your questions in there. I know I've seen a few questions, so I'm just going to start going through and answering these questions. But what I want before I do that, guys, I want to know what your plans are this weekend. What trick are you going to learn? I got a few new things this weekend. I ordered some stuff from Source BMX, and it was actually a good experience. Can't hate on them. Ordered it during the weekend. It shipped out first thing Monday. It was here by yesterday. So can't complain at all. Everything was there. Everything was right. The only thing is I got a tire, and it's not a folding tire, but they really folded the hell out of it to get it in the box. And so we're gonna see. I've had problems with momentums when they get all folded up like that. The bead along the side pops out and blows your tube. So we're gonna see if that happens. I don't know. It's pretty mangled. You know, being stuffed in a box for 4 days will do that, especially if they're not made out of Kevlar and designed to fold. So we'll see how that goes. But I got shoes. Bam! We got the Vans, the Kyle Walker Pros. They were on sale for 50 some bucks from Source, and I needed new shoes. Because look at my Nikes. Uh, they're gross and falling apart. But look at the pattern on there. There's really no room for grip. So I'm gonna with these. Okay, look at that. And these are the BMX design, so they're not the normal waffle cup design. And these are gonna grip way better than the van or than the Nikes. And the problem is I got metal pedals just so that the Nikes would grip better. So now I'm gonna have ultra grip with these. And again, yeah, 50 bucks. And what I was excited, I was gonna buy some really expensive insoles, but I hear that these are pretty decent and they seem pretty thick because last weekend riding, you guys see all those clips I'm posting, like the double whip, the bar to whip, and that kind of thing. Like my heel gets so bruised, like just ridiculously bruised. And these seem good. Vans Pro insoles. Hopefully my heel doesn't get bruised anymore because that's the worst feeling ever. I was gonna buy some FP insoles and then I read somewhere that the Vans ones that comes in the with the pros are actually better. So I was like, well, we'll ride the Vans and see if they're actually better, you know. And if I keep getting bruises, I'll have to buy some really good insoles. But that's what's going on. I got some Fuse Omega ankle pads, grips, and a tire. So that's about it. But anyway, Source was good. Aside from Source, though, I'm going to support Dan's Comp 300% because I'm now an affiliate for them. So a lot of times when I post a bike review on my website or on the YouTube channel, anything like that, talking about a bike, I'll have a link where you can go and buy the bike. In BMX, it's really hard to get affiliate links because a lot of companies don't do that. Dan's, I talked to Mikey, their social media guy, and he got me set up with their affiliate program. So now I will be repping Dan's. And this is what I told him. I said, as long as you guys are like doing good work, I have no problem promoting you. And you know, if you're selling things like Time to Shine right now, if you're saying that they're in stock, taking people's money and then not sending them, I'm not going to do this. And he assured me like they're doing good. They're not doing stuff like that. They're very crystal clear on their website whether it's in stock or not. So I'm like, cool, let's do this. And so now I'm going to be promoting links through Dan's Comp. So anyway, fun fact, and after all the hate on Dan's Comp for them not wanting to work with me last year, Mikey actually ended up watching the podcast where I was talking kind of talking shit about them, and he said, "Hey, I don't know who you talked to, but like, let's figure something out." I said, "Okay." So here we go. I'm excited about that because hopefully I'll be able to make a little bit more money through the channel. Okay, 11 minutes and 37 seconds of me ranting. Let's get into your guys' questions. Throw those questions in there. And okay, I'm going to look right now. Sean has been riding almost every day, but his ankle is boned. Sean, weren't you talking about the space braces? You have space braces, right? I won't buy space braces. I feel like they're a ripoff. JDA, it's been super hot where he's at. I feel like you're in Phoenix, right? Jared, is that right? It's gonna get up like 106 this weekend on Father's Day where I'm at, and I'm not excited for it. I always love like living down south here until right about now, and then I'm like, this is crazy. My AC works, but like apparently not good enough. I don't have tint on my car, so like I'm driving AC on full blast, and my back's freaking sweating, and I'm like, I hate it here. So that's never fun. Wyatt finally got a bike. Congrats, Wyatt. That's exciting, man. Dead Chicken says, "What kind of bike do you have?" I have a Colony Sweet Tooth frame, profile hubs, profile stem, Odyssey forks, Colony bars, demolition tires, profile cranks. So it's pretty much fully custom. I mean, it is fully custom, but yeah. Caden says, "What happened with that backflip?" We already went on that long rant. JDA said the three whip was sick. Thank you. If you're talking about that one I just posted as like what is it? A short, a YouTube short, that I battled with that forever. And I never battle with tricks. So that's what was frustrating with me because usually most of the things I do, so like the bar to whip I posted on Instagram, that was first try. Double whip, first try. Double bar took me a few tries. But like the three whip, I was getting mad because I knew I could do it and it just wasn't coming around right. So that one took me like 20 some tries and it makes me super frustrated. But it was fun to do on something that small because you really have to work for it. Really have to work for it. Ian, I think Ian posted a link about the recommendation. I'm gonna post that because it didn't post your link, Ian. But somebody, oh, free BMX. Hold on. Guys, I got this new bang. It's called Wilden Watermelon. And I wasn't sure if I'd like it. It's not that good. It's half decent. Okay, it's not the best. Can you see it here? I feel like you can see it. Wilden Watermelon. My favorite is Star Blast. I was talking to this guy that works at Walmart, one of my friends. Here, that's the link for the free bike recommendation. Fill out that info. I'll send you back a PDF that has like 3 bikes that I think would be perfect for you based on the info that you put in. And that's a really good way to get a recommendation because there's so much that goes into it. Like Void says, "What bike recommend?" I'm 5'3" and beginner. Do you ride street? Do you ride park? What's your budget? Like, there's a lot of different questions that I don't get from that I do get when you fill out the form. So fill that out, okay? And same with dead chicken, even though he's 5'9". But anyway, I was talking to this guy at Walmart and I was like, dude, I drink a bang every day. So like I wake up at 4 or 5, I drag my tired ass to the refrigerator, I grab a bang, I come sit down, and like I reply to emails or whatever, and I drink a bang. Probably not the best way to start out the day. Cause over the last 3 years, we're like, how much do you think you've spent? And I'm like, I don't know. $2 a day for 3 years. That's like $2,000, right? 1,500. That's crazy. Yeah, wow. Anyway, we got the form put in there. Lucas is late. Lucas, I just packed up your stickers. I don't know if I told you that already, but there will be. I'm gonna go to the post office. Lucas lives in Canada, and when he was buying the stickers off my site, I gave everyone in the text community a 100% discount code. But the shipping for Lucas, I think, was like 20 some dollars. And I'm like, ooh, that sucks. And I'm going to go to the post office. I'm going to see how much it is to ship. If it's like, I don't know, less than $5, I'll just pay for it, whatever. And Lucas will get some stickers. If not, we'll have to figure something out, Lucas. But Jacob says, how many times a day did you crash when you first started BMX? Okay, Jacob, this is a pretty good question. Um, it when I first started, like probably not much at all. I can remember a few specific times, like on my new bike, I learned bunny hops and I thought I could bunny hop half decent. So I'm like riding really fast at a curb and I go to hop up the curb and I nose case it and I flip over and hit somebody's like, they had these giant flower pots in front of their house. And that was crazy. But like things like that don't happen very often, they don't happen until you get to, I'd say, like the higher spectrum of a beginner. So when you first start out, the learning curve is so steep. I'm trying to think of, maybe I can draw something. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Can you guys see this? Black screen, okay? So when you first start out at BMX, it's kind of like this is that's really good and this is like where you start out, okay? And is it backwards for you guys? It's backwards for me. Whatever, whatever. Okay. Here we go. Really good, really bad. Anyway, when you first start out, like it's literally a really flat line like that. Like you don't just instantly progress like that. This flat line essentially resembles like learning bunny hops, learning bike control, learning manuals, learning just like little things like being able to carve and hop and just control the bike. And this is frustrating because BMX isn't really fun at this point. You want to be up here, you see everyone up here, you're like, oh my God, backflip tailwhips look so fun. And I'm sure they are once you have them, but like you're down here and it's going to take a long time to get to this level. So, right off the bat, you're not going to be crashing a lot. I wasn't crashing a lot. I was just doing piddly things like bunny hops, manuals, trying 180s, trying foot jam tail whips, trying like little jumps out of these little dirt hills that I would like rub my foot on to make a ramp. You know what I mean? And now, after you get to about here, though, there's a certain a thing that happens. You have the bike control and you have the foundation that allows you to progress a lot more rapidly. So you start to figure out what happens when you shift your head, what happens when you shift your weight, how to maneuver the hop in a way that like can spin or can give you enough airtime for tricks. And so if you stick to BMX long enough to get to that point, it starts to gradually increase a lot steeper. So, like, look at how slowly this increases versus this increase. This is because you stuck it out and you built a decent foundation with your bike control and everything like that. And this spot right there, that's when crashes start to happen because you have the power and the bike control to make stuff happen, but you don't have like the knowledge of the trick. So during this time, you're progressing pretty fast. You're learning 360s, you're trying bar spins, you're trying 180s, you're trying full cabs, all those things that are a little bit harder. Um, but you're crashing. So that's when you start to crash. So it's not necessarily right off the bat, after I'd say about a year of really working on those basic tricks and building that foundation, that's when you're going to start after that to start to crash. And for me, it was every day, right? once I got to that point, I'd come home, my arm would just be cut up, my elbow from smacking it on the ground, like my hip from road rash, like all these different things. Cause I'm like, oh, maybe I could 360 off this curb because I did almost did a 360 hop. And then it's like, oh my God, I just landed 270 and like slid on the ground. Lots of things happen like that once you get to that certain level of progression. So it's kind of a crazy thing, but right off the bat, you're not going to crash that much. About midway, you are. So keep that in mind. Long story, but that's how it happened for me. Good question though. Austin, everyone say congrats to Austin. Austin just learned whiplashes the other day. He learned them on a bank, but he could already do them flat. That's awesome. Ice to Flock says, "What's good, bro? What's up, man? How you doing? I haven't seen you in the live in a hot minute, but glad you're here. That's sick." JDA says, "My goal for the summer is to get in shape and lose 20 pounds." That's a good goal. I love that, man. God, that's hard. I can think back. So like this week, I was like, all right, every morning I'm going to the gym. Like I'm gonna be super disciplined and do it. But after the first 2 days, you're sore. You're like, God, I don't want to go to the gym Wednesday because I'm so sore from Monday and Tuesday. And it's really hard to like have that discipline to keep going and to keep yourself in shape. So if you're able to do that, man, kudos to you. Just you got to figure out a process, right? Because people don't get results, processes get results. So if your process is after breakfast, no matter what, you go to the gym, then that's going to be a lot more effective than saying I'm going to go to the gym every day because there's a lot of open holes and a good way to talk yourself out of it. But if you're like every day after breakfast, you eat breakfast, you're like, well, got to go to the gym. That's just how it goes. Building a process like that, same thing for BMX, it's going to help you out a lot. Dirt Racer, I know for sure is in Phoenix, and he says, "My plan's to stay inside with the AC. You can't do much when it's 115 out." That's can't argue with that, man. You cannot argue with that. I think it's not fun. And like so like right now I want to go to El Paso and ride with my new shoes and stuff, but I don't want to because it's super hot and it's just not going to be a fun session. You're going to get dehydrated, your hands are going to be all sweaty. And so it's 90 degrees here right now and up around 4 or 5 it's going to get to a 99. It's cooler right now. I should have just gone because I'm looking at the time I want to go. Like I want to leave around 4 and do like a night session, but it's 100 degrees when I want to leave. So, well, we just ruined that. But yeah, indoor parks you'd think are good idea, but they get super super hot. So it's in the summer BMX is tough. You gotta live for those night sessions. Lucas got a We the People Trust frame. It's 20.5 with a 13-inch chainstay, and he's 5'3". I'd say it's an okay size for you. It almost seems like a little bit big. You're pretty tiny being 5'3". 20 I'd say 20.2. Yeah, 20.25 would be better, but you're gonna grow into the 20.5, so you're fine. What's up, Jeff? How you doing? I just skipped down to the bottom and I saw your message, but I'm way behind here. I wanted to say something about Pro Sexy says, "What's up? What's up, man?" Austin got wall ride 180. He's gonna go for a wall ride 3 today. That's sick, man. That's sick. JDA says F Nike. Ice to Flock is thinking about changing his cranks. What do you recommend? I've been looking at cranks a lot recently because I think that's going to be the next thing I buy. And look, this is a perfect time maybe to plug Dan's comp. I'd go with Demolition Rig or the Odyssey. Is it the Caliber? I think it's the Caliber. No, the Caliber doesn't have the lifetime warranty. It's the Odyssey Thunderbolt. But they're not three-piece, and I really, really like three-piece cranks. So let's go with I'm gonna say the Odyssey three-piece Caliber and the Demolition Rig. Ooh, I really want the Demolition Rig cranks, but keep in mind, Ice to Flock, if you go with like, God, are the Caliber 22s? Cool. Hold on, hold on. So like the demolition rig cranks are 24 millimeter. And what happens, yours right now are probably 20 or 19, is you're gonna have to get a new sprocket that is for sure 24 millimeter. That way the sprocket fits on the spindle. You're also gonna need to get a new bottom bracket. The bottom bracket's still gonna be a mid bottom bracket, but the hole is gonna be 24 instead of 19 millimeter. And so cranks are really a headache because it's like you can't just replace the cranks, you have to replace a lot of stuff. Again, depending on which cranks you go with. But let me check what the caliber are. The caliber might come in 19. Oh, they're 22 millimeter. So anyway, I'm gonna send you the links for these just because. All right, these are the caliber. These are the Odyssey ones that I think I'm gonna go with. Um, I'm probably gonna go with them, even though they don't have a lifetime warranty. I hear they're just so much better than like the profile ones. I ride the profile cranks, guys, but I've gone through probably 7 pairs in the last 7 years, and while they do have a lifetime warranty, it's really hard to actually use. So I've almost never used the lifetime warranty. I just keep buying cranks, and it's a terrible idea. So get some better cranks. These 2 I would recommend. But keep in mind you're gonna have to change the bottom bracket if you get those 2 cranks, but they're the best cranks. Ian says, "I've been having my handlebars move after some big hops. I have to wipe out the paint flakes and grease the bolt and crank her down and still have had some issues." Yeah, that happens a lot when it's kind of like a cheaper setup. There's a few things. Your handlebars have this thing called knurling, and that's like the bumps and stuff on the handlebars that helps create like a solid clamp. You can get something and like scuff it up more, like a knife almost, and like cause some rivets inside of the on the handlebars where that knurling is, because if the knurling gets wore down, you can like essentially add more knurling. Okay. It just creates better clamping. But then clean it off with like alcohol or something like that, like alcohol wipes, or the alcohol in your bathroom, not the alcohol you drink, and clean that off because it does get off all the dirt, the paint, everything like that. And also clean out the inside of your stem. Check if your stem has any knurling and really tighten it down. Two things with that: make sure you're tightening your bolts in a cross pattern. So don't just tighten like top left, top right, bottom left. Tighten top left, bottom right, bottom left. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like an X in the way that you're tightening them, and this causes the pressure to be distributed evenly. If you just tighten the top left and then the top right all the way, your plate's going to be like uneven. It's going to be pressed down all the way this way, and when you tighten it this way, it's kind of wedging it, and it's not going to tighten right. So make sure you're tightening in the cross. That helps get that done. And then if they're still slipping, I've seen guys put like a penny. Say you put a penny at the bottom of the stem, put the bars on, and then tighten it down. And the penny causes more pressure and kind of fills a gap in there so that it really keeps them from moving. I don't know how good this works, but I've seen people do it. So maybe you want to try that. I don't know. Caden says, "How do Nikes grip pedals compared to Vans? I feel like the smaller tread would be more slippery on the pins." They suck. Yeah, so I've been riding the Nikes for literally 2, 3 years, and they're fine once I got metal pins. So on plastic pedals, look, this is why I bought the metal pedals. I had Nikes, I was in England, I was riding the Cardiff skate park, what's it called? Ramp World, and I hit the box jump, and I just did a table. Okay, just a simple table. It was pretty folded. And then I unfold and my feet just go, yeet. They just slip right off the pedals. So I land like spread legs, just it was terrible. And I was like, this is annoying because your feet, that should not happen, right? So I bought metal pedals, or pedals with metal pins, and solved that problem. The grip was a lot better. But with Vans, like you get the same grip I was getting with the Nikes and metal pedal combo, you get with like junky plastic pedals and Vans, because the holes really do keep you in place. And sometimes that's a bad thing. Imagine this has happened to me a couple times. I've needed to pull my foot off and I slide it to the side, but the pins are so gripped in that hole that my foot doesn't come off, and then I crash way harder than I expected. So, there's pros and cons to everything. Isaac says, "Why don't you post riding videos?" Um, that's a good question. Yeah, here's the thing, nobody really cares. Um, it's funny, I see people, like, say on Facebook, right, sharing in the groups, they're like, first of all, if it's clickbaity, it drives me absolutely crazy, but nobody Googles Douglas Laird edit, Douglas Laird riding clips, like, nobody cares about that, and that's fine. You guys care because we've built a relationship, we've built rapport and everything like that, but just right off the bat, just off riding videos, it's really hard to grow anything because, like I said, nobody searches for it, nobody really cares. Now, once I have, the following that I have right now, when I post a riding edit and stuff like that, you guys love it because you're like, "That's cool." But if I just like before, when I would post edits and stuff, if you don't clickbait it, like nobody really cares and it doesn't do anything for you. So the whole purpose of my channel was to be about me riding and traveling and stuff like that. And then once I realized that nobody really cared about it until I give them something, I pivoted it to more of like, look, I'm going to help you get into BMX. I'm going to teach you everything that you know. We're going to be friends, right? And then you're going to care about my riding and everything like that. So it's like just the main purpose of the content that creates, gets people to the channel is like, here's a tip about this, here's a bike review, here's this, here's that. And that's what brings people in. And then from there, I create more content for you guys based off of myself and not necessarily about all that other stuff. I hope that makes sense, but that's kind of my idea. So I do post edits and then I'll post shorts as equivalent to like me posting on Instagram and stuff like that. And the other thing though, long edits are they take a long time to do. So like this, I get an hour's worth of content just sitting here. I just have to set up some stuff and boom. If I go out to film and edit, I've got to have like batteries, I've got to have all this stuff. I've got to film it, I've got to sit down, I've got to edit it, I've got to find music which may or may not be copyrighted, which may or may not be monetizable. And like to make a 3-minute half decent edit, it's like 10 hours of work whereas to make like a 1 hour long live session with 24 different clips from it, it's like maybe 5 hours of work. So it's a lot more bang for my time going this route and then just posting edits when I have time because I do really enjoy filming the edits. Like that Chandler edit, somebody throw the link in there if you have it, or I'm going to do it. Um, I'm going to plug it because maybe you haven't seen it. Hold on. I had a lot of fun filming that one and actually editing it. So I'm gonna do more, but then again, don't have time too much to ride. And when I do go ride, I just want to ride and not necessarily film a whole bunch of stuff. With that being said, I'm gonna post the Chandler edit. But guys, I just looked. I'm at 4.98 thousand subs, 20 away from 5K. That's super exciting because that's been a goal of mine for a long time. So if you are not subscribed, just do it. I never say that, but I'm going to say it right now to get me those 20 more subscribers and hit 5K. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell your sister, tell them all to subscribe. But okay, that's the YouTube edit if anyone is curious. Okay? Good question, Isaac. Ooh, JDA's looking for those 14-inch bikes. I'll look. I'll tell Dan's to see what they have. I was actually disappointed because I was looking on there to take some affiliate Colt links to link to my website, and they didn't have like any Colt. And I said, "What's going on here?" Dead Chicken has an old Haro. Should I upgrade? I can't even do a bunny hop. Depending on how old it is, if you do get a new bike, I promise you'll learn bunny hops really fast. Some of those older bikes have like 14.5-inch chainstays, which are crazy long, really hard to maneuver, really hard to bunny hop, and they're heavy. So if you get a newer bike with like a 13-inch chainstay, that doesn't weigh 35 pounds, you will have an easier time bunny hopping, I promise. Deer hop. Dead chicken slams the back tire into the curb every time I try to jump. All right, Pro Sexy says, "What's your favorite trick?" My favorite trick is definitely going to be that's tough. It depends what, like, what aspect are we looking at here? Tail whips, I love tail whips. I feel like I have a lot of control with them. I like to do them really slow halfway around and then snap it back so it looks like I'm about to die and then pull it back, or you can float them or you can just do them really fast. I really like tail whips. But I've been having recently just a lot of fun with toboggans because it just feels so cool when you drop that front end completely and you really extend your arms and like grab the seat. That's one of the best feelings. Same with a fully clicked turn down. So old me, like, or like, 15, 16-year-old me was like bar spins, tail ups. That's all I wanted to do. And then now it's been a lot of like tables and turn downs and toboggans and things like that that I have a lot of fun with. But overall, my favorite trick's probably a whip. Okay. Lucas just asked about hop bars, and I know we're talking about bunny hops before that. So I'm going to plug bike school again, but in a different way, because here's the thing. Hold on. Bike school is this course that we created, has like, I don't know, 50 or 60 different how to videos. Okay. It's $227 to get into it for lifetime. You have access to a private group where you can post videos of your attempts. You can ask Nick and I questions and get like personalized feedback. But I've got 3 videos that we made, previewable so you can see what it's like inside the course. Fortunately for you guys, one of those videos is bunny hop and another one is hop bar spin. So I'm gonna post those both in here. And, yeah, literally just click the link. You're gonna see what it's like on the inside of the course. On the left, you're gonna see all the videos we have. You won't be able to access all of them, but you'll be able to access the bunny hop and the bar spin and a no-hander. But this whatever I send you, so when you're in the bunny hop section, I'm gonna post that right now. It's exactly what it's gonna be like with all the other videos, just literally I sent this out again to the text group, and one guy was like, "That was the best how to I've ever seen." I was like, "Damn right, we worked on this for a whole year, so it better be." That one I just sensed the bunny hop. Okay, so check that out. It's super in depth, and this one, Lucas, is for you. It's a hop bar spin. Again, super in depth. Check those out. But guys, I know the bunny hop one will help you out a lot. The only other thing that I can't give you from this is like practice. That's up to you. You need to spend 1 to 2 hours a day on your bike, just doing different things to build up different muscles and things like that. So anyway, watch those, and then next time we do a live, you're gonna be like, "Oh my god, I can bunny hop," and I'll be like, "Yeah, I know. You're welcome." So for real, check that out though. Okay, the bar spin, Lucas. That's a little. That's a more complex thing for sure. I still do it where I hop and I get scared and I don't throw the bar. It's a big mental block. You just got to convince yourself to throw it, see what happens, and then adapt from there. If you're not even throwing it, there's nothing to learn from, and there's no way to get better. Sean, that sounds sarcastic. I got skipped down to the bottom, so hold on. Okay. Dead Chicken says, Dougster, are breaks necessary or not? Again, it depends what you want to do. Okay. I used to ride brakes. I noticed every time before I threw a trick, like a 3 tap, a 180, whatever, I would hit the brakes. And it was like a safety thing or a comfort thing for me. And I hated it. So I just took them off and I said, no more. Took them off completely. And that was that. It really affects your style, whether you have brakes or not. So like now when I need to slow down, I tilt my bike and push my pant leg into the back tire, and that slows it down, or you skid it out. Sometimes like if you do have brakes and you do an air, you can pull the brake and it stops the rotation on the back, which drops your front end. So that's why a lot of people pull the brake on a double whip. It does help with a lot of different tricks, being able to pull it in the air, but it's not necessary at all. There's people that kill it brakeless, like Logan Martin. There's people that kill it with brakes. It just really depends on your style and what you want to do. Super Noob Smith, what's up, man? He's giving some tips about losing 20 pounds. He says, remove sugar, drinks, and drop 20 easy. It's a good point. My brother is a bodybuilder, and he gave advice to one of my friends and just said, quit eating late at night. Okay, so your body's not like trying to process and stuff while you're sleeping, while things are shut down. Quit eating late at night, okay, and drink more water. So like if you can get up to a gallon a day and replace whatever you're drinking right now with water, that's going to help out a lot. Julian says, I really want to believe the forecaster is 100% chromoly. Dude, I'm so excited for the 2022 lines, and I feel like they will be, but I feel like prices are going up a lot. Guys, did you see Kink's line and how much Kink went up? It was like the cloud, I think, instead of being 600 was 750. The whip, instead of being 500, was 600. The no. The switch, instead of being 500, was 600. The whip, instead of being 450, was like 550. I'm upset. They just really jacked up the prices, but everything going on with bike shortages and all that, they can do it. So Super Noob Smith was talking about the cranks, and he says Thunderbolts. And look at that. Jeff is looking to get rid of some of his right hand drive Thunderbolts. So if anyone wants them, let Jeff know. That's sick. Wyatt, I'm glad you finally got a bike, man. I know you were asking me about a bike for a long time. And I'm like, bro, just get a bike. What bike did you get, Wyatt? Let us know. What bike? Yeah, Super Noob brought up a good thing. So again, we were talking about the bars slipping. I can't remember who it was whenever they hopped though. Crushed bars. So cheaper bars, when you tighten it too much, it crushes them. And so then essentially they're smaller than the clamping diameter. So they're not getting a full clamp on there. And that's probably why people do the penny, is because the penny adds a little bit of extra um whatever, extra stuff in there so that it can clamp better. But the best thing is new bars. Step Bro Skirt says, what's the difference between the ramp banging 8 cranks and the ramp banging 48? I'm sure somebody answered. Yeah, Caden says 48 is substantially stronger. And Super Noob Smith says the 8 is a cheapo. Get the 48. 8 uses old style pinch bolts. So it's how many splines it has. Eight banging 8 is 8 spline cranks, meaning there's 8 splines on the spindle and then 8 holes for the splines on this on the Jesus Christ, my thing's making noise and I got all distracted. On the crank. Okay, so it slides up. There's a lot of wiggle room when you're running 8 splines. So you need to use the pinch bolt, which is what Super Noob is talking about. You tighten the pinch bolt and it holds it there. 8 spline, it is just the cheapest thing you're going to get. It's going to come on complete bikes and it's not very strong. It's heavy. When you get 48 spline, there's 48 different splines. It's really fine and it slides on. There's no pinch bolt because there's no wiggle room, and it's just the lightest, strongest option for sure. Sean is talking about Etnies. He has no slip in his Dugan Etnies shoes. I've never ridden Etnies, and I'm kind of curious to. Again, I really need to buy a bunch of different shoes and do like a review video on all of them. Like actually ride them for a while, and then ride them for a while, and then actually make a like in-depth video about what I liked and didn't like about them. With these shoes, I can't figure out like if my heel is swollen, and which is possible that my heel's swollen because my Achilles right here is like higher up than it is on the left side, and it's rubbing more than when I walk, it's rubbing a lot more. So I don't know, maybe the shoe's kind of not good. I wish they were just a little bit higher, but I hate high tops. So it's like I just want them to come up just right to my ankle bone, but not all crazy. Oh well, you can't win them all, you know. Can't win them all. Denzel Scott, what's up, man? He says, I have the Contra for from We the People, but I don't like them. I'm sorry. All right. I'm looking through for some good questions. I love that you guys are all just kind of like chatting. It's cool because you guys are all answering your own questions, and I love that. I feel like there might not be very many questions. We might end it at 45 minutes. So one thing, no, JDA said he quit drinking soda and only drinks water and unsweet tea. That's really good, man. Water, 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 water. I quit. So I was eating a lot of fast food just because I was like, I don't have time to cook. Like I'm like, it's expensive to buy groceries, right? That's stupid. Because when I quit eating fast food and like actually started cooking, it's like, okay, I could buy, $50 to $100 worth of groceries for the week, but that's how much I would spend on 5 to 10 times eating out. And like if you eat out 3 times a day in a week, what's that? 21 times altogether. So if you spend around $10 each, that's $210. That's crazy. And so when I quit doing that, it was like it took my body 3 days to really get used to not having the junk in it. And then I just felt so much more energetic too. So the diet thing, I wish that's something I knew a lot earlier because I would go out and ride like when I was younger, and it's like, oh, cool, ride, 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 go to Wendy's, ride, 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 go to Wendy's again. And we like lived off Wendy's in my hometown when we'd ride all the time. That's probably not the best idea. So I think Giovanni had a question. Oh yeah, so I scrolled back up. Giovanni says, "Why can't I 180? Can you bunny hop? Like you got to have those basic things down first, man. I don't know where you're at with it. I don't know what you're struggling with it, but make sure you can bunny hop. That's going to help you out a lot. And then when you go to 180, make sure you're turning your head the right way. Some people 180 to the left, but they turn their head this way, and it's like that's not going to work, right? You got to 180 to the left and turn your head to the left, and then you will be good. But there's a lot of different things you need to do with it. Lucas loves the idea of bike school, but really doesn't learn well from how-to videos. And you're right. Most how-to videos definitely suck. But Lucas, look at the hot bar video and see if it's actually helpful or not. And if it's not, dude, that's fine. Like it's not for everybody. For me, it wasn't how-to videos either. Like I learned a few things off YouTube videos, but that's an argument I get into with people. It's like how-to videos on YouTube are free, but here's the thing, you need like a 8-minute video at least to put ads throughout the middle. So it's like a lot of it, they're not getting straight to the point. There's a lot of fluff in there so that they can make an 8-minute video and have ads and all that stuff. And then it's some of them do suck. Adam LZ had some really good ones. There's a few good ones out there. But anyway, what I was gonna say, Lucas, watch that hop one and see if it actually helps you. But for me, the biggest thing was like I would go to a section of a how-to video where they had the trick in slow motion. And what I would do, and this is what we encourage you to do in bike school, is film myself. Okay. And I'd look at, say, I would say I'm doing hot bars. Okay. I'd film myself, play it back in slow motion. I'm like, okay, well, this guy's hand, when he does the hot bar, his hand's dropping back. My hand's going to the side and I'm throwing. So maybe that's why I'm having a hard time grabbing the bar when it comes around. So I'd play back a section of the how-to video in slow motion, which is really annoying and hard to do, is have that exact timing. And then I'd like compare it to what I'm doing. So that was one thing you'll notice on free preview videos, is that there's downloadable sections with just the trick in slow motion. And again, we encourage you to do with the action plan is film yourself and compare it to how I do it or how Nick does it in slow motion. And you can spot the differences. You're like, oh, he lets go right here, or he busses it all the way around, and I'm not doing that. And you can like, that's how I learned so much from YouTube. And that was really important for me to implement in the course. But yeah, check it out, Lucas. Maybe you'll learn hot bars soon. I don't know. Ian Brock says, "Does tire pressure matter for any form of riding?" Yes, Ian, it really depends on what you're doing. So I ride my tires at like 80 psi, and I make sure they're at 80 when I ride park. When your tires are more aired up, you have less rolling resistance. So if I ride at 40, my tires, with my weight, my tires spread out across more of the ground because that pressure is pushing down and the tires spread out. That's going to give me more grip, but it's also absorbing a lot of my speed. So if I need to go really fast through the bowl and I'm riding 40, it's sucking up a lot of my speed. So that's why you'll see people with their tires at like 110, because they don't want to lose any speed. You get a lot more rolling resistance when your tires are aired down. Now, street, though, you don't really care about speed. So you can cut your tires down to 40, 50 and take a lot of impact off your wrists. Imagine you're going, right? Riding, riding, riding. You drop off a 10 stair at 80 psi, that's going to kill your wrist. But you do it at 40 psi, those tires absorb a lot of the pressure and save your wrists, your knees, everything like that. So it does matter what you're riding. I keep mine at 80 all the time just because I ride more park than street, but it does matter for sure. Isaac says, "Can I get a good frame for $200?" Probably not. Honestly, probably not. I used to scour the scratch and dent section of Dan's Comp to see what I could find that was like on a good deal. But most good frames are going to be around 350 and upwards. So it's crazy to think about a frame being as much as a complete bike, but they're just such better quality and you won't have to worry about them breaking very often. So yeah, probably not. Yo, what's up, Bizzle? I just skipped down to the bottom again and I see you in here. That's cool, man. Jeff, aren't you by who lives by the like world-class pump track? I saw, was it a Red Bull competition, I think, a pump track competition. I saw one of those going on a while ago, and I want to travel out to a really good pump track and just like shred it. It sounds so fun. Oh, here was a good Dead Chicken says, "What do you recommend to wear for safety?" Hold on, I'm gonna go get it. Hello. Okay. Oh, sorry. Safety. These are the ankle guards that I just bought. They're kind of like socks. But right here, you have an ankle pad all the way up to here for your feet. Okay, on both sides, and then one on the back, which is kind of stupid. I never hit the back of my ankle. Like that's dumb. But anyway, ankle pads are dope. But Fuse, so I've been these are Fuse Omega. They're like $40. Fuse Alpha knee pads. Okay. Um, these aren't really the best. They're the cheapest option that Fuse has. I think I'm gonna get the Delta knee shin combo next, but knee pads, you never know how much you need knee pads until you fall and hit your knee. Uh, or your chain breaks and you smack your knee on your stem. I just always put these on. So I always have my knee pads on. I just got the ankle things, like I said. God damn it. And shin guards. Okay. Shin guards are super important. You need your these are Fuse Alpha also. So you can get the knee shin combo and they kind of come like this, but here's the thing, I'm really paranoid that they won't cover my whole leg because sometimes the knee shin combo will stop like here and then you have the whole bottom of your shin exposed. So I got these in two different things and they work out fine. These have a pad right here along the inside. They're called a whip pad. So you wear it on the inside when you do a tail whip. Your frame generally hits your leg, and with these on, you don't feel it at all. Then you have all this protection here along the shin. Okay. If you don't have something, here's the problem with these, they slide around. You're riding, next thing you know, your shin guards slipped all the way down. It's super annoying. So I wear like spandex, and these are Under Armour spandex. I think I got them at Ross on sale. They're super old, but you'll see like any other pros, they wear something like this. So it goes like you wear your spandex and you put your pads on over your spandex and it keeps it from sliding around. And then then you put your pads on and you put your pants on and then you are good to go. I'm just throwing this stuff over. I have a duffel bag that I keep all my pads in. So duffel bags in that area. I think I got it. But that's what I recommend for safety. Obviously a helmet. Mine's in my car, so I can't show you right now, but I do wear a helmet 99% of the time. And I never hit my head. So I feel like I'm wasting my time by wearing it. But one time I did hit my head, and fortunately I had the helmet on. So so I keep it on. Dead Chicken says, doesn't breaking with your foot in the wheel wear the wheel out? And also, are brakes better for street? It doesn't wear the wheel out. It can wear the tire out, like, if you skid around a lot. I don't do that hardly ever, just because there's a lot of other ways to stop. I usually just drag my feet on the ground. Um, I was gonna say because shoes are cheaper to replace than tires, but that's not true. When you drag your feet on the ground, here's a pro tip. Don't just do it, like, on the balls of your feet, right? Alternate. So, like, sometimes I'll drag my feet like this, and then I'll slide it back so I'm dragging on my heel and then a little on the side, because if you just constantly drag it down like this, you're gonna wear holes in this part, and this is where you grip. So like I'd almost never recommend dragging your foot on the ground right here. Right here. So like if you're gonna do it, put it on the ground, but then like put it down like this so you're wearing out this back part, which never ever gets worn down, or to the side or whatever, and like spread it out so it's not just constantly shredding your shoes because that does get expensive. Lucas says two-piece versus four-piece bars. What do y'all prefer? Ian says four-piece is stronger and looks better. Oh, QW says love first stream, love your vids, gotta go. Bye Q. Thanks for hanging out, man. Um, Dirt Racer says two-piece only for safety reasons. Super Noob Smith says, "Do you wear ankle guards?" We went over that. My favorite, I ride two-piece bars. I've never messed with four-piece. I just think the two pieces look cleaner, and I love that they're not as stiff. So there's a stiffness thing with the four-piece bars because you essentially have four pieces of metal welded together, and the pieces are a lot shorter. So with the two-piece bars, you have one long two-piece bar like this, and then a crossbar, and that long piece of tubing can absorb pressure. So it's going to feel a lot smoother than four-piece bars, which are just really rigid and really stiff. Giovanni says he lives next to Chris Chelds. That's crazy. Tell him we said what's up. Isaac says, "Have you ever ridden tubalitos?" I have not. I will never spend that much money on tubes. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's like, yeah, cool. You're saving weight, but maybe I will one day, but I can't justify it. Like $40 for one tube is ridiculous. I get pissed off paying $5 for a tube at Walmart. I'm like, this is just a piece of rubber. I know you mass produce millions of these, and I know your cost is less than $1. There's no reason that I should be paying five, right? Pisses me off, but you have to do it. So $40, there's no way. No way. Some people, if you're a pro and you get them for free, go for it. Ride those things, but they blow up, they still get flats. Like, it's not like if they never ever went flat and they were that light, but they never went flat, never had issues. Okay, cool. That's worth it because over time, that's for what, 5 tubes, 6 tubes. But like I've just personally seen a lot of bad things with them. I had a friend from England that was at Woodward and a few years ago. He got tubalitos in his thing. It just blew out. And he's like, "What?" Put in a new one, blew out again a few weeks later. And like it just happens, stuff happens with them. And if I had one blowout, I would be so mad having to buy another one. So Bizzle says, so I got drunk last Friday, totally messed up, hopping down a 5 stair, crashed bad, and Panza had to drive me home in my car. Yeah, Bizzle's best friends with Panza now because he went to the jam and now they're best friends. That's so funny. The old liquid courage. Bizzle, you got a picture of your crash on the on Instagram? That's crazy, man. All right. Jeff says there's a pump track in Alston. Come on out. It's by Harvard. I just picked up at S&M slide pipe. That's so cool. Yeah, Jeff, if I'm ever out that way, I'm definitely gonna hit you up. Dude, I want to ride with all of you guys. It's on my list to take like 6 months and just travel around the US and like ride different parts, film a huge video about it, and like then meet up with you guys wherever, like if I end up in a town that you live in and you guys could kind of follow it. Dude, it's a dream of mine. It's gonna happen one day. But so stay tuned. But oh, that'd be so fun. It's funny too because like all I know about you guys is like you how you talk and stuff like that. Like I don't really know anything else. So you build these images in your head of people and then they'll never actually be that. So it'd be really funny to meet everyone. All right. Are there any last minute questions, guys? We just hit an hour. We got 18 likes, 22 people in here. You guys are awesome. I'm sorry for missing last Friday, but glad to be back. There's a hair on my mic. How does that even happen? JDA is going through Filiberto's. I don't think I've ever had that. Yeah, I don't see any questions. Am I missing anything, guys? Okay. Cool, 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 cool. Bizzle, Jeff, Caden, Super Noob Smith, JDA, all of you guys that I haven't seen in a while. I'm glad you guys came out to the live. And if you're in the text group, your stickers are going out next Monday. Okay, all your stickers, I got them all mailed up. I hand wrote a thank you note on the back of the stickers, so make sure you check that out. And I wrote my name there. It's kind of like an autograph, but whatever. But yeah, you guys are awesome. Thanks for coming to hang out. I love this part of Friday. It's my favorite thing. And think about your questions for next Friday. But what I want you to do this weekend, shred hard. Set a goal, pick one trick that you want to learn. Okay. What's one trick that you want to learn and just work on that. Okay. Update me next Friday where you're at with that trick. And we'll see you next week. Okay. Yo, Ian just sent me some money. Ian, I appreciate that, man. Every little bit helps out so much. Jeff sent me these finger bikes a long time ago, and it's like means so much, guys. Anything you guys do helps me get more people into the sport. So, Ian, for real, man, I appreciate that. And yeah. All right, guys. Have a great day. Thank you so, so, so much. We'll see you next week. Peace.